Hey y'all, it's your girl Alexis. So this is the first video. You may have watched my trailer. If you didn't, go check it out. It's really everything I'm going to say in it, I'm saying now. So I'm here to help you in any struggles you're having, or if you're trying to figure out whether you're struggling or not. You may feel like you're perfectly happy, but there's just something missing. You may find that here. You may find the resolution you're looking for. I today was listening to a song in my car, and I have this really bad habit of blaring music as loud as I can with the windows down, but it gives me this sense of freedom that I'm free of something in my life. And today I was listening to Big Time Rush. One of my friends dragged me to a concert on one of the saddest days of my life. And I went to the concert, and I remember majority of the concert I was just upset. And about halfway through, my phone died, and it was like, well, I can't do anything but be present now. And I really regret that night I wasn't present, because maybe I would have heard this then, and now that I've heard the lyric, I can't get it out of my head. And I was on my way home from dropping my friend off, and I'm listening to Big Time Rush, and I hear this line, and I have it on my phone because I didn't want to get it wrong. It's from the song Big Time Rush. And, okay. And if you've never heard them, I recommend it. If you have, you probably know this lyric and you've never thought about it. It's go and make your luck with the life you choose. If you want it all, lay it on the line. It's the only life you got. And the last 3 years, I have made choice after choice based on what will my parents not be disappointed in. And that's really hard because every choice that I made, I disappointed them. And today I still feel like a failure in my family. I've always called myself the black sheep. But I'm here now, and I am to the point in my life I don't care. I am going to be happy with what I'm doing for me, not for anyone else. It's not my mom's life, it's not my dad's life, it is my life. And I am here to fight for me and what I want to do. And I don't know what I want to do yet. I never thought through it enough because I went to our local college and I failed every class my first semester. One class I learned 100 things in, and I just failed the class. I couldn't keep up. And I got this mindset in college wasn't for me. And I just had to pick a career that college wasn't required because I couldn't make it through it. And I finished that semester and I left. But not going to school isn't an option in my family. It's every grandkid has to go to school. I can't be the only one that doesn't go to college. So I knew when I told my parents I was done, I had to have a backup option. Well, what's an easy way to get out of college? Oh, I went to hair school. I went to a Paul Mitchell school. It is the biggest regret of my life. The school wasn't fantastic, but I also wasn't in it for the right reasons. I may have had a completely different experience if hair was my biggest passion. I love doing my hair. I love doing my friends' hair. But I don't want to deal with all the crazies out there. I don't want to get cursed out every day to do someone's hair. That's not my passion. It's not my love. And so I struggled through hair school. I got so upset and so frustrated, I went to barber school to try to help me push through. I loved my barber school. It gave me a little more passion for what I was doing than I had. But it wasn't what I loved. It's still, once I finished school, it was like, okay, now I just have to get a job and I have to work the rest of my life and survive. I didn't enjoy getting up to go to work. I worked in the Great Clips for a little bit. Hated it. Christmas Eve, I got cursed out by a lady because I didn't know what she meant by she wanted her hair to look like the bottom of an egg. I left Christmas Eve crying. And almost a week later, I quit my job. And I wasn't sure I was going to go back into the hair industry. A couple weeks later, I got into another salon. And it went really well for a while. They offered me a manager's position because they weren't concerned about skill level. They were concerned about leadership. And that was one thing I've always had. I've always been a leader. I've always wanted to put into people. If I can make everyone happy, then why would they hate their job? If I can just please everyone and make everyone have the fairest way they can, then we're fine. I'm good at it. I've always been good at it. But it is not, the salon wasn't the right choice for me. We had manager bullied. I stepped down. Well, then that manager got fired and someone else was put in charge. I then offered to take the other manager's new store that was getting ready to open. Well, things got bad. It was becoming a harassing environment. I felt bullied. I left. Everyone ended up leaving and the salon closed. When I left, I went to another salon, and I made it about a week and a half before I was just in the dark. I couldn't get out of bed. I hated my job. I cried. I took my temperature every morning praying that I had a fever for some reason. I didn't feel sick, but I prayed I had a fever so I didn't have to go to work. But I ended up leaving and I went to a preschool. I love working with kids. I love feeling like I've impacted someone's life. And that was my only option, was to be in a preschool. So I moved to a preschool. I've loved my job. I had surgery. I finally got to go back to work. I'm just now getting over the flu, which put me out for a week. But I've loved it. It impacted my life so heavily. What I didn't know hair was doing in my life specifically, it was one of the small hoops that I had to climb through. I was cutting. I was suicidal. I was depressed. It gave me so much anxiety, it triggered everything else. And since leaving, I'm still struggling with depression. I still struggle with anxiety, but it's less than it was. And so it doesn't mean I couldn't be in the hair world if I didn't want to. It just means right now it's not the place for me. But I am finding my triggers. I am finding my life. And I'm taking control because I'm going to get out of my life what I want. And if I'm just going to back down and just go with it, then I don't deserve to have the life that I want. But I'm going to fight and I'm going to pursue. And the only thing I want in life is to impact someone else's. If I save one life in every video that I'm going to make, then I did my part. It is about one person. I am just Alexis. That name will probably never mean more. But there's going to be one person that sees this. And it's going to impact them. And if that's all I do, I'm okay with it. So tomorrow I'm going to be on here talking about other people's opinions. Tomorrow I'll get into a little bit more of studies, statistics, and how it impacts your lives. Today was just to introduce me and to understand why I do what I do. I do have an Instagram that I will link down below. You are more than welcome to reach out to me. I will respond to everyone that reaches out. This is a channel about finding your self-growth, and that is all. So, hope to see y'all next time.